You know what really sucks? There's a lot of
I,
things.
many things, yes.
Digging holes.
I sent a friend to a hospital one time digging holes. That kind of weird tool you do this
Post hole
with, and a
digging?
hole digger or whatever that is.
Yeah, post hole
Hit,
digger.
hit him right in the eye socket there. Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah. So my clumsiness usually just impacts me, but every once in a while, this collateral damage.
Well, I was
I just
planting
said something. It was
arborvitae
the
and it
'80s, so I
was
said something like, "He has two eyes."
digging holes.
Anyhow, what did you
We were
not dig
planting
holes?
plants this weekend for Mother's Day. That's uh anyways, so we're not really sure. My computer screen's it's like the video driver crashed. The fun part is now if I try to switch to Paul's camera, he's just a black blob, which is, kind of
Yeah,
usual
pretty
for him.
much. It's probably just.
I can switch to
so-
me, but not to you. Anyways,
Yeah,
just another
it's okay. It's
just
okay.
a.
It's just another Monday morning.
Anyways, we planted arborvitae, you blinded a guy, and then the computer crashed. So,
Yep, that's a pretty good recap.
yeah. Yep. I thought we were supposed to get the, and this is because of leaks, the EU,
Hmm.
according to Reuters, is supposed to rule on the purchase
Yes.
of Activision. They said it might drop today. It has not yet. Yeah. That's really...
That's all you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Microsoft pulled an ad out of Weather because everybody complained because it was a terrible ad. Like, it wasn't even good. They didn't even try to integrate it. They just took a 430 by 430 cube and said, we're going to put it right in the middle.
Right, right. Well, next month, Microsoft will achieve its long-held vision for Windows 10, and there will only be one version in the market. They did it.
Don't make me cry on
I mean,
the
not really, because they're
on the
LTSC.
podcast, Paul.
What's that?
Don't make me cry on the podcast.
I'm sorry.
It's beautiful. It only took us
Yep.
forever.
I know I was gonna pull the string and let the balloon and confetti come down, but the balloons are all dead and the confetti's just stuck to the ceiling.
The other fun thing about that stupid weather app is somebody wrote, it's like, Microsoft pulls it out. They listen to feedback. And it was just like, for now. Like, it's coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
They're not going to pass up an opportunity to shove an ad in front of your face.
They're gonna recalibrate.
Are they?
I mean, sort of, I took the awful steps this past weekend to start going through the Edge content in the book again,
Oh,
despite
God.
the fact that it's only been a few months, but nice try.
Yeah, I know. I tried to switch to you, but I
Yeah,
couldn't.
no, it's okay. It doesn't matter. But Edge is changing pretty quick, and I'm a little nervous about this because it's going to change again. They just, Yusuf Mehdi just highlighted this notion that Edge is about to get a streamlined new UI. So I figure if I just finish updating the several Edge chapters in the book with the new design as of now, that will trigger the release of the streamlined new design that will change everything yet again. But anyway, the point.
The streamlined UI has got to be what I'm looking at. It's in the dev channel right now or whatever.
Oh, can you throw it up?
Well, no, I mean, all it is the tabs, but the tabs are rounded.
Okay. Well, but unfortunately, a visual change like that's going to necessitate retaking all the shots again. It's a pain. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, that's my problem. I wasn't complaining about that, but it was another introduction into the dark patterns that is Microsoft Edge, and the way they try to guide you at every step of the way toward opening up, them to more tracking. And there was a line in Edge setup that was called "Make the web work better for you" or something like that. And the line in the book was, what this should say is make the web work better for Microsoft, because all you're doing, if you check that box, is to let them track you more than is possible using the defaults.
Yeah.
And they've changed the name of that, so it doesn't say that anymore. And it says something now. It's like, make the web more useful to you. And the idea is that if you have more personalized ads, the web will be more useful to you. Which is a gross miscalculation. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going on and on about this. But you were talking about an ad in the weather app. Yeah, I mean, well, we're just going to get more and more of this crap. This is just the snowball has become a boulder, has become an avalanche, and we're all standing in the way. So
The one thing I'll point out my own self-fulfilling prophecy is that if Microsoft does go to this new tab design in Edge, which are rounded, which I suspect that they will, it already matches Groupie too, because that's what
Yeah, nice.
that was intentional on our part. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as the Windows 10 UI gets deprecated further and further, I guess it makes sense to make everything rounded and centered and whatever else.
They need an option for Edge, which I know they've kind of hinted about a little bit, but it's just called bare bones.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like it's take me back to Edge 1.0
Mm-hmm.
with all the modern like features,
Yeah,
but not
so-
the junk.
I every time I complain about Edge in any forum, Twitter, in an article, whatever, I'll get people who have apparently never heard that Edge is just as bad for you as Chrome, and I have to have this conversation over and over again. You know, the one thing I would really like is a definitive way to test the privacy issues of a browser and then determine the efficacy, if you will, of extensions to solve that problem. Right. In other words, is there a way to take Edge and put Privacy Badger on it and maybe uBlock Origin or something and make it roughly as safe to use as, say, Brave is out of the box, you know?
Yeah.
And there are sites you can go to. They're not super definitive, but tell you something. When you test Edge against these things, it's all red. It's all red block, like marks. Like this is bad. It's like your privacy is not respected. You're being tracked with everything you do, and your browser is not in any way, or is uniquely identified in like 117 different ways. Like they know exactly who you are, you know, and that's Edge. I mean, and people don't understand that, but
Yeah.
I still wish there was a more kind of granular way to prove this. Anyway, this is something I'm working on. In the book, the very first chapter, it's like, look, if you have to use Edge, here's some extensions you might want to think of.
This isn't perfect, but what you could do is search for something obscure that you would never buy. I don't know, like black light switches. I'm looking at a light switch. I'm like, and then see how long it takes for those ads to start showing up.
Yeah, it'd be hard to test that accurately, but
Yeah.
Because this came up last week, I went from Apple Watch to Fitbit to Google Pixel Watch, then decided, I'm going to stick with Fitbit or whatever. And of course, every time I write about this, there's this group of people who recommends Garmin to me, you know? And so I mentioned this to my wife, and we were walking, and I was like, I kind of like the simplicity of this thing. The only thing I don't get on it is the weather, which is like a stupid thing to, but that I did like on the watches. But I said, but this is another thing, Garmin, and there's a debate in our industry about whether you go to like a giant company like Microsoft or Google for like music and storage, or you just go to like a smaller company that only does that one thing, And Garmin, this is what they do. They do this kind of stuff. And we just talked about it. And I get Garmin ads everywhere now. Garmin ads are in Facebook. They're in Instagram. I see them on the web. Like Garmin's, it's like when you buy a car and you see that car everywhere in the world. Like, I didn't search for anything Garmin in a device or anything, but Garmin's everywhere now for me. So the dark web is working, folks.
Unlike the camera setup for you.
Unlike your camera setup.